Mom leaves two little daughters alone at motel to go to work. Their dad calls the police. The children's father dialed 911 after learning that their mother, who was 24 years old and from Ohio, had abandoned them in a room at a Motel 6, then took her into custody right there at the pizza business where she works. Shaina Bell asserted that her children were her universe and that she could not even fathom inflicting any harm on them. When she went to work, she frequently left them alone for the day. However, the mother of the children's children was reported to the authorities since the children's father had a different opinion. They placed her under arrest because she was endangering the lives of her children. The hard-working mother. While taking care of her three children, Belle supported the family financially by working at Little Caesars. She had devoted her entire life to taking care of children and could never even fathom putting them in jeopardy after all that she'd done for them. On the morning of February 11th, 2021, her daughter communicated to her mother that she was interested in spending the night in the hotel room with her sister. She reasoned that because her children were becoming older, they'd be able to protect themselves when they were alone themselves. She further reasoned that she wasn't placing them in risk because her place of employment was just down the street from where they were standing. She had no idea that the children's father would report her to the authorities for abandoning them in the hotel room. She thought the children would be fine. When they showed up at her place of employment to arrest her, she was taken aback. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to be inspired by these real-life stories on a daily basis. Now, let's return to the story. The police arrested her. When the police told her why they were detaining her, she told them that any time she left her children alone, she always made sure to have someone check on them. This was her response to the police. She was forced to spend the night in jail as her children were turned over to their biological father by the police. Despite her attempts to explain, the individuals did not pay attention to her and instead escorted her to the police station. They filed charges against her for putting her children's lives at jeopardy. She didn't lay the blame on anyone else. Belle stated that she didn't want to blame anyone for the sad situation, despite the fact that she knew who had called the police on her. In her words, "I've never placed responsibility on anyone else for everything that's happened because, at the end of the day, nobody else but myself left my children in the hotel." She was forced to spend the night in jail as her children were turned over to their biological father by the police. She admitted that it was a humiliating experience when the cops came up at her place of employment. It broke her heart. Belle had a hard time processing everything that had taken on since she'd been injured. After learning that others had the impression that she didn't care about her children, she broke down in tears. In her words, "My kids bring me joy. They make me laugh. They're my world. I would never do anything to harm my kids. My kids are everything to me." Her mother has created a GoFundMe page for the cause. Because Belle's mother, Danielle Hosey, could not bear to see her daughter in pain as a result of a relatively little event, she made the decision to start a GoFundMe campaign. The primary objective of the fundraising event was to assist Belle in purchasing a home for herself. The target of the fundraising was $5,000. However, the amount of money raised was far higher. The news of Belle's arrest went global in a short amount of time, and as a result, many people felt sympathetic for her because they were aware that she was not to blame for the incident. She came clean and said, "A lot of people are saying things that are painful to me, but a lot of people are also showing me a lot of love and being there for me." Since the online campaign for the benefit of Belle's daughter and grandchildren was launched on February 14th, 2021, Belle's mother has amassed more than $165,000 in donations. She made the purchase of a home. Belle was able to successfully purchase a home thanks to the contributions of thousands of individuals all across the world. On the GoFundMe website, Hosey updated the status with the following statement. She was successful. She was successful in acquiring home ownership. Even though they had not yet found a place to call home, the majority of the procedure had already been completed. The young mother received a donation of $10,000 from Pierre Thomas, the CEO of Quality Control Music, while NBA player JaVale McGee contributed $5,000 to the cause. They were one of the most generous donors to Shaina Bell's campaign. The decision that the court has made. During this time, Shaina's case was being heard in court. After a waiting period of 3 months, the court ultimately resolved in favor of the young mother, and she was cleared of any wrongdoing. The judge who presided over Shaina's case, Jeffrey Adler, expressed that he was offended when the case was brought before the court. According to him, she shouldn't have been caught by the authorities because more dangerous criminals were walking free at the time. The judge was of the opinion that the officials from Children's Services should have been the ones to look after Bell's case instead of the police. On the other hand, he was pleased to hear that the young mother had grown from her experience. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone else who might enjoy it as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.